Jeez, it's only the rock and roll City fans. Noel Gallagher joins us live on Drive. Noel, good evening to you. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, how are you?
I am very well. How is a big smile on Mr. Gallagher's face? How are you, Noel? You all right?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
What a day it was yesterday.
Oh, it was a great game. It was a great occasion. It was stadium was jumping, and it was a brilliant game, and the goals were great and the atmosphere was brilliant. It was a privilege to be there, actually.
What were you thinking before kick-off? Were you confident? Were you thinking, it might only be a draw here?
The chat before everywhere where I was in the stadium was, are you nervous or blah, 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 and everybody nervous. I'd say there was equal amounts of people who were nervous who were not. Me, I wasn't nervous, but I wasn't confident either. It was just like, look, this is a free hit. We weren't supposed to be here 4 weeks ago, and nobody was talking. It's a funny thing because, Arsenal, you listen to everything now over the last 24 hours about how they played, and, the Arsenal fans are funny. It's like when they get beat by Bournemouth, they say it's over, it's finished, that's it, it's done. When they get beat by City, they say, well, we can still win it. well, what is it?
Yeah,
it's kind of, well, Arsenal did play well because City let everybody play well. I don't mean to rain on anybody's parade here, but Forest looked good against us. West Ham looked good against us. Tottenham looked good against us, right? Everybody looks good against us. Arsenal against Newcastle in a couple of weeks will be a vastly different game. And we'll see what they're made of then when they got to play in front of their own fans and Newcastle are parking the bus. Everybody looks good against City. But I'm just glad that, Turkey announced himself to the league. Haaland got his goal. Gabriel should have been sent off. Arsenal was sent packing. See you later.
Can I just say...
John's going to say... No,
hold on. No, he's hurting at the moment, Ben. He said, will you go at him with kid gloves on because he's in a world of trouble today?
No, I won't. I don't care.
No, what I was going to say is about that Gabriel. I agree, it probably should have been a red card. But I do like the way the referee almost let them go at it all game.
Yeah, him and Haaland, that was old school. And whatever you say about Erling... he's up for it. I actually, there was a lot of talk on Match of the Day last night about over-celebrating and all that, but I seen some of them after the game. It's just like another game to them. The fans celebrated hard. We celebrated that win hard. But afterwards, they were all very calm, and it was just, this title race is not even started yet. It starts after Wednesday. If we beat Burnley, that's when it starts. And when we get, if we beat Southampton, we've all got to take a big deep breath and then just get in the mood, and it's going to be a great few weeks if we beat Burnley.
Do you know what it is? Like, I look at Manchester City and I just think with the team that you've got and the way that you're playing, I can't see where you're going to drop points. I know you're saying you haven't played well this season, I understand that. But my biggest worry being an Arsenal fan is I think Manchester City will drop points this season, but so will Arsenal. If it was the other way around, I would almost expect, because Man City have done it before, to go and win every single game between now and the end of the season. I wouldn't bet Arsenal could do that.
I think we've still got to play Brighton, is that right?
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah. Have we got to play Brighton?
So you're running, you've got Burnley away, then you've got Everton away, I know you've got Southampton in the cup, then you've got Brentford at home, Bournemouth away, Palace and Villa.
Right. Everton, at their big new stadium will be a big game, but I think Arsenal have got to play twice before we play. Now, they've got to win both of those games, and they've got to win big. Yeah. 1-0 ain't gonna do it. So if this is all with a big capital letter, if we get past Burnley, then they've got to put 6 points on the board and about 7 goals. And we'll see. This is going to be a spectacular run-in, and I can't wait for it. This is why we watch the football, isn't it?
Going back to what you're saying when you first came on about the fact that Arsenal fans are taking positives from this defeat. Yeah, after the game they lost at home to Bournemouth, was it? That was the end of the world. I so agree with you there. Martin Keown was on White and Jordan this morning. By the way, I don't know if you know this, he complained to management about me, Martin Keown.
Why are you snitching?
I do. I'm aware of all that, but it's pretty poor, isn't it?
It is very poor. But what I was going to say was, he was saying what you're alluding to and what I've just alluded to there, that they're going to take positives from this. Do you think that they went into this game or yesterday's game with the right game plan? Because he was praising them for going toe to toe with City. Well, I'm under the impression that if the title is in your hands, that's the time you park the bus and you try and come away with a point and try and play counter. Go on.
I think that they listen too much to what people are saying. all that mob, we got to go there and we got to win. I don't want to park the bus. They could have parked the bus yesterday. I mean, fair play that they didn't, right? Great and all that, and they made for a great spectacle. But you haven't won anything in 20-odd years. It's kind of like, I was expecting them to park the bus, but they wouldn't be able to do that, because if for somehow they, got beat 1-0, then there'd be hell to pay for them. But I just think, it was Liverpool-esque, that performance by them. When Liverpool come to the Etihad and there's a title race, they come to win. Arsenal came to win, and fair play to that. But the ultimate thing is they got beat. There is no positives to take from it, because the 6 games leading up to the City game, they've been dreadful. That's what they'll be like the week after next. Fact.
Do you know what it is? So I disagree, because I think Arsenal's turned up yesterday and they played better than they've played in months. Now,
because we allowed you to. City. Listen, Nottingham Forest are like European champions when they play us.
But honestly, watching Arsenal week in, week out, I was happy with the way I didn't want them to park the bus.
Well, they should have done that.
No, because if they'd have parked the bus, Arsenal can't park the bus. So City would have still probably beaten them anyway.
If you try and get a goal on the counter, that I think they say you should have put 10 behind the ball.
No, I'd rather watch what they did yesterday. And yeah, they got beat by the better side and fair play. But it's the most chance I've seen Arsenal create in I don't know how long.
That's because City play that kind of football where you've got chances.
Exactly. Well, no, I don't want to see them park the bus. No, they're not good. At the minute, Arsenal not good enough to park the bus against anyone. So they probably.
But you say that we all want to see that, right? We all want to see great games of football, right? But in 6 weeks when it's done, would you rather not see the trophy in the cabinet? No one's going to say, "Well, that was a crap game," are they?
No, they're not. But,
no one's going to say that.
But I still think that even if Arsenal parked the bus, City probably still would have won, and then we still would have moaned about it. So I'd rather Arsenal play like they did yesterday and try and win the game, create chances. If they get beat, you get beat.
So what are the positives?
Honestly, watching Arsenal the last few weeks, we have not created any chances. So to get 4 or 5 clear-cut chances where Havertz probably should have scored.
But he didn't score any of them.
We got one of them thanks to Donnarumma.
Right, well, all right. Nice one. We gave you one. What happened after that?
Yeah, but that's his own fault. He should have scored these chances, but even to create them. Like I like the fact they created, because against Sporting, nothing. Bournemouth, nothing. I'd rather play against City and create opportunities. Yeah, he missed them.
I bet you would.
But it's better.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I'd rather Arsenal play the way they played rather than park the bus.
No, going back to their goal, and you nearly scored quite early on from their keeper making a mistake. What's going on with keepers playing out of the back? I just don't get that. Do you?
I don't know. It's coaching these days, isn't it? I think if you're the likes of Edison and goalkeepers who were competent doing that, fair enough. But Donnarumma was not known for playing with his feet, and it was. That was the worst moment of the game, because Turkey had just scored a goal that if Messi had scored it, it'd be on his highlights reel, right? It was unbelievable to see that in the flesh and see the reaction in the stadium. And literally 30 seconds later, the bubble is burst. But we had to win that game, and I'm so proud that we actually went out and did it. I'm so proud of Haaland got his goal, and after what he went through and had his shirt ripped off and all this, and he was, Gabriel, we don't like him, and it's he's, I don't know, I'd probably better not say what I think of him, but if the roles had been reversed, I know a lot of people have said it, and Erling had stuck his head into that, he'd still be on the floor. So the gods of football were on our side yesterday. We have to beat Burnley, and then it's on.
Talk to me about Bernardo Silva yesterday. Wow.
I know, unbelievable. I mean, I don't know what to say about him. He's just one of the great players in He's a Premier League great. When it's all said and done, he'll probably never get mentioned as one of the great midfielders. But once he goes, we've then got to find another guy to do something that cannot be done. Do you know what I mean? He runs and runs and runs and runs and runs, and he's the one player that you would want in your team all day, every day.
You keep having players that when they leave, it's like, how we're going to replace them. You had it with Kevin De Bruyne, you had it with David Silva. Aguero was probably in that category as well, but you haven't.
Even Fernandinho, and then Rodri comes in.
Yeah. And then you've got players tipping up like Cherky, who was just, his goal, you touching there was sublime. What's he like as a Man City fan? What's he like when he gets the ball? What's it like in the stadium? Does everyone get excited about it?
Yes, you do find yourself kind of, I know it's a cliche, but you find yourself moving to the edge of your seat. And, he'd had a couple of little dribbles before that, but to see that and the thing is when he runs through and he shimmies through the players, the last bit, that's when average players panic and it goes over the bar, and to have the calmness just to slot that in is just, I mean, he is going to be a superstar in this league.
Is it too late this season for him to be player of the season?
I think so, yeah.
Who would your money be on for that?
Player of the season.
Bruno?
I don't read.
I knew that was coming.
Well, to be honest, I mean, he's had a great season, hasn't he? I mean, he's got the assist record and all that, and fair play to him. I don't know enough about other teams, but surely O'Reilly is a shoo-in for young player of the year.
I was going to ask you about Nick. He for me, he's a starter for England.
I just cannot put into words. You know that bit on the touchline where he's kind of
got two round.
He's got three players around. He's not makes two players, and it's like all before the game is like, are they feeling the pressure? Well, he isn't.
Yeah,
you know, Turkey isn't. You know, Kustanov isn't. Donnarumma looked like he was. You know, but O'Reilly for sure. O'Reilly could win both.
Yeah,
I think Semenyo would be in the conversation. You know. Because he was brilliant for Bournemouth and he's been brilliant for City.
Those two signings, Semenyo and Gurhi, have been, I think, the difference between before Jan and after Jan for you.
Well, honestly, if the team that started yesterday had started the season, we'd all be on holiday now. For sure. That 11 that started yesterday will be the 11, unless Rodri is injured and he's out, will be the 11 that takes us to the end of the season. If that 11 would have started in August or whenever the season starts, it would be done by now. It would be done by now.
I agree.
And I've said it to you and whoever else many times, if Arsenal don't win it this year, forget it, because they're not winning it next year, because City will walk it next year. That team will go all the way next year, for sure.
As things currently stand, you've got that game in against Burnley this week, but right now, in your mind, who's favourites for the title?
Ask me Thursday.
No, I'm asking you now. I'll ask you again Thursday if you want, but I'm asking you now.
If I had £1,000 of your money, I'd stick it on City.
Yeah. There's no way City dropping points against Burnley.
No, that's the first time you've changed your mind, no?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, look, when, 2 months ago, Arsenal barely conceded a throw-in.
Yeah.
So you only go by what you see. No one could have predicted how City were going to chip away at this lead and still lose games on the way, and Arsenal, drop points when they're not expected. No one could have predicted this, but now it's here. It's not so much that, I mean, half of that City team have never won the league, right? So they don't know what it's like, but I'd say 90% of the backroom staff have all been there, and they know what it takes to lift the players up, when to bring them down, when to intensify the training, when to have time off. And I think Silva and Rodri are a big factor in this. And, you've seen Rodri on the touchline, even after he'd been taken off, he was like coaching the players like Pep. And after Wednesday, if we win, they'll have the bit between the teeth. And listen, if Arsenal win it from here, fair play to them, because it's going to be tough.
It is. No, always a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Are you all right? Everything right in your world? All good?
Everything's great. I'm in the studio noodling away. It's all good.
Oh, hold on. People will talk about that. Noodling away about anything in particular?
Well, I'm a musician.
Yeah.
I write songs for a living.
So you're currently writing new songs? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. That is what I'm doing. That's what I do.
Is that for Oasis or High Flying Birds? No.
I'm just writing songs.
Okay. But it could be for Oasis, couldn't it? Could be.
Could be for anybody.
Yeah, okay. No, thanks, man. I'll see you soon.
See you later, man.
Cheers,
Bye. Bye.